Game three, Eastern Conference Finals. Miami Heat at the Boston Celtics. Final score ended up being 109 to 103. Miami Heat take it over the Celtics. Um, it's looking like it's going to be a series. It's really looking like it's going to be a series. Um, a lot of stuff to get to. Obviously, the Jimmy Butler thing ended up not playing in the second half. And the Miami Heat definitely needed somebody to step up and be that scorer for them, and that ended up being Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo with 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. I felt like he was extremely aggressive throughout this game. He got involved early in the game, and it seemed like every time he got an opportunity to get a favorable matchup versus this Boston Celtics, he was able to take advantage of it. Now, again, we're gonna go back to the whole situation with Jimmy Butler as far as him being the key contributor for the Miami Heat. And what this issue was in game two was the fact that they just couldn't find another guy that could step up and make plays. Now, it was a very, very odd lineup for the Miami Heat. Honestly, I didn't expect them to be able to put up that type of point production with PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Max Strauss, and Kyle Lowry as their starters, but they was able to make it work. But for the Boston Celtics, they sure made it easy for the Miami Heat for them to get a lot of transition buckets when it came down to the fact that they turned the ball over 23 times to the Miami Heat's only 8. Like, we talking about two of the best defensive teams in the NBA right now. And the last thing that you want to do is turn the basketball over. And the Boston Celtics were just very, very careless tonight as far as them taking care of the basketball early on in the game. As we got towards in the second half, the Boston Celtics were able to cut this thing down close with a key contribution from Jaylen Brown. He was scoring 40 points, and I believe like he sets like a playoff record where he goes like perfect from the field from inside the arc or something like that. But definitely, I felt like the Boston Celtics, as far as their starters, the matchups they should be able to get was going to be favorable for them to be able to go out and win this series. Now, again, there's a whole different dynamic for the Miami Heat, for the Boston Celtics to defend the Miami Heat if this is what we're going to continue to get from Bam Adebayo on a consistent basis with them 31 points. But again, it goes back to matchups, and I feel like anybody but Jimmy Butler on Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, it should be a pretty favorable matchup for those guys. Now, it was a very, very underwhelming game for Jason Tatum, only scoring 10 points. But I expect him to get back up to that maybe 25 to 30 point game type status. When we come back for game four. But Al Horford putting up 20 points, Marcus Smart putting up 16. Like, you're just missing that key contribution from Jason Tatum, and you can almost guarantee they walk on away with a W. But again, I'm going to go ahead and still stick with the Boston Celtics to come out and win this series. I feel like with Bam Adebayo, yes, it's definitely going to be something that the Boston Celtics are going to have to defend. But I still don't think that's going to be enough for the Miami Heat to come out and still win this series. I feel like they still need another score for me to actually literally solidify them to come out and win the series. And again, the defensive mismatches that they have, the Miami Heat have on defense, I just don't see them being able to defend whoever is on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown if it's not Jimmy Butler. And we don't even know what the status of Jimmy Butler is moving forward in this series. So if he's not going to be able to go, then we're going to have a serious issue. And also, the Boston Celtics definitely got to take care of the basketball when we come back for game four.
Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. We don't care what you say. Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. We ain't hearing what you say. Is not for the bay. Fire!